Welcome to Tiger Media News Now. I'm Tyler Parks.
And I'm Yanira Ojeda.
In tonight's top story, the Fort Hays State University student body has taken to social media following the announcement of Westboro Baptist Church's plan to protest the Fort Hays State University graduation on May 17th. Since the protest became public, outrage has formed in local social media sites, including the Facebook group Ellis County Fails, and plans for counter-protests are beginning to form. For more information about the story, visit our website.
At the beginning of April, the Fort Hays chapter of Tau Kappa Epsilon fraternity failed to meet minimum fraternity standards and university expectations and has been placed on non-operation status. Last week at a student government meeting, SGA President Chris Robert launched a committee to look further into the matter.
So we're taking this very serious. I have appointed a special judicial committee that will review the policies, procedures, do some hearings just to see the merit behind the allegation.
Members of the committee will be led by Legislation Affairs Director Matthew Whitmore, with Reed Tebolt, Aaron Smallback, Sam DeVore, and Maria Klein on the committee. The university had previously addressed this issue at a press conference this week.
The Kelly Center gave a free Tiger workshop this week called Don't Fall into a Final Spiral and Learn Effective Strategies to Help You Prepare for Final Exams. During the workshop, presenters gave examples of what to do during finals week and how to handle different strategies.
Or get some sleep, make sure you have everything set for the next day. If you need a calculator, do you have batteries, do you have pencils, everything set out. What you're going to wear, make sure you have gas in the car if you live on campus. Just think of all the possible things that could come up. If you're really stressed, a lot of people like to exercise a little bit. Maybe you have to get up a little bit earlier in the morning and just do a little exercise just to calm yourself down.
This was the last Tiger series of the semester.
The University Activities Board is wrapping up Super Spectacular Awesome Week tonight with the White Elephant Bingo at 7 p.m. in the Cody Commons in the lower end of the Memorial Union. The week is a chance for students to relax before the pressure of finals week. The event is free for students with their Tiger card.
Wednesday night, the University Activities Board hosted Tiger Idol as one of the events of the Super Spectacular Awesome Week. Jason Levasseur was the host. 8 students competed to be named Tiger Idol champion. This year's winner was Banner Goolsby. Second place went to Patrick Roscoe and third place to Alicia Reeves.
Fort Hays State University Interim Provost Chris Crawford will host another Coffee with Chris, an open discussion forum, Friday from 8 to 9 a.m. in the Stouffer Lounge in the Memorial Union. The program is set as a free-form discussion hearing ideas and questions from faculty. Breakfast, juice, and coffee is provided.
The Fort Hays State Opera will perform this week with the performance of The Elixir of Love in the Felton Start Theater on the campus of Fort Hays State University. Performances are scheduled for Thursday at 7:30 and Friday at 2:30. The performance is free to students with their Tiger card.
Last Friday, Fort Hays State University shooting team attended Association of College Union National Championship in San Antonio. Fort Hays State University shooters broke over 21,000 clay targets out of the 23,000 to win the Division II Collegiate Clay Target Championship at the national competition. The Fort Hays State University shooting team won several awards. For more information, go to the link below.
Over the weekend, KFHS Radio hosted their 4th annual 24-hour show. Ken Moreno has more on the story.
Hey guys and dolls, I'm K10 reporting for TMN Entertainment. Last week, KFHS hosted the 4th annual 24-hour show. Started Friday from 5 p.m. and ended Saturday at 5 p.m. The 24-hour radio show is an annual event that is held by KFHS, part of the Tiger Media Network. Its motive is to spread awareness about the local radio station and how anyone can get involved. The event held 2 live bands and a performance from DJ Oz and myself, Victims of Spotlight from Hutchinson, Kansas, delicately walked the line between heavier and listener-friendly hard rock. They performed Friday evening. DJ Oz and myself provided EDM and rave music starting at midnight and ending around 3 in the morning with the audience wanting more. The Folded Plains from Potwin, Kansas, a band from a small town outside of Wichita, performed their blues rock 3-piece on Saturday afternoon. For more information on the sponsors, the bands, or how you could become a radio DJ at KFHS, visit the TMN website. Steven Superman Anderson and the 24-hour committee are preparing an event for the fall and plan to have more live bands and have more students involved. We'll keep you posted on that. For TMN, I'm K10. Have a good one.
You can hear the 24-hour show rerun every Friday night in April, starting at 5 p.m. on our website.
That'll do it for news today. Up next, sports with CD DeSalvo.
This is Timmy. He's a smart boy that treats others well. Like all young boys, Timmy enjoys a good candy bar. Wait, what's happening now? Did Johnny just take your candy? Well, that wasn't very nice of him, was it, Timmy? Let's show Johnny how a respectful young man should act. What do you say, Timmy? Where'd you go, Timmy? Oh, looks like they're patching things up quite nicely.
Be courteous. It's not that hard.
Gee, mister, really?
Good evening, I'm CD DeSalvo. The Fort Hays State baseball team was in action yesterday at home against Bethany College. FHSU jumped ahead to a 3-0 lead in the first inning, but Bethany would storm back to take a 5-3 lead after 2. The Tigers would find themselves down 12-10 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th before senior Horace Johnson hit a grand slam to regain the lead for Fort Hays 14-12. Gus Strunk shut down the Bethany hitters for the remainder of the game, and the Tigers walked away with a victory. Fort Hays State is now 14-24 on the year. Well, it was the last tune-up competition for the Tiger men's golf team earlier this week at the Whitmore Country Club in St. Charles, Missouri. Fort Hays State was led by junior Trey Herman, who tied for 9th individually after 1 over par 73 on Tuesday. Herman finished with 155 points, just 10 strokes shy of the tournament champion, Lindenwood's Greg McCauley. The Tigers shot .656 as a team and will compete in the MIAA Championships next week at Albemarle Golf Club in Lawrence. The Fort Hays State women's softball team is ranked 8th in the latest NCAA Division II Central Regional rankings. The Lady Tigers are 8th in the rankings after going 24-16 against Division II opponents this season. This is the first of 3 rankings to be released, and after March 5th, the top 8 teams in the region will advance to the NCAA regional round. The Lady Tigers have 2 more doubleheaders in the season before they begin postseason play. Now let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for Fort Hays State athletics. Starting today, some members of the Fort Hays State men's and women's track and field teams will be competing in the 87th annual Kansas Relays in Lawrence. The relays are set to last until the 19th. Fort Hays State baseball will face off against Lindenwood at home this weekend in a doubleheader beginning Friday at 2 p.m. and another doubleheader on Saturday starting at 1 p.m. And the women's tennis team will be in Wichita competing against Newman University Saturday at 1 p.m. Well, that's it for your Fort Hays sports for the week. Stay tuned for Around Town with Bridget Markey.
So you know Beatrice, that pretty girl in my class?
She's a real dime, man.
She's pretty cool, huh?
Oh, she's real cool. Wait, I think she's coming.
Is she? Hey, why did you walk away from me?
I don't like it.
Today on Around Town, we are talking to Stevan Rochelle about the We Can Skate project. Hello, Stevan. So let's start things off with finding out what is the We Can Skate project.
We Can Skate is a media-based project that we are trying to use to promote the need for a updated skate park in Hayes.
Okay, well, how are you a part of it?
I started, well, you have to go back. The We Can Skate project is fairly new, but there was a committee that we developed about 2 years ago. It's also the We Can Skate Committee, which stands for the Western Kansas Skate Committee. And that was developed to actually start putting the plan in motion to get the park updated. And basically, over the last 6 months, I just took the committee's idea and decided to try and publicize it and get some more support from the public and try and spread awareness about, not just about the park itself, but about skateboarding as a whole, and just try and get more followers and more supporters for the sport.
Okay, so ultimately you'd like an expansion of the skate park, but you'd also like a different persona set for skaters. Like it's more respectable, it's more serious than it used to be, type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, that park was the first skate park ever built in Kansas, and it really hasn't been touched since. It's barely been maintained, and so, you know, besides the fact that it's just run down, in that time, the scene for skateboarders has also grown a lot. You know, there's a lot more than there was back then, and the park's been used a lot, and I see all the time I'm there, and there's younger kids that want to get into the sport, but it's so small that they get intimidated by all the older people and end up just leaving instead of trying it out. So I believe a new park would definitely help that out, help get younger generations in it, which would, you know, I believe it's a productive thing. I think it would be good to.
So it would keep more kids off the street and bring them to an area where they can concentrate that activity.
Yeah, I mean, skateboarders naturally want to go out and find new terrain and new things to do, and so adding more obstacles and new obstacles to the park and just expanding it and giving you more options would definitely keep people out of trouble and keep them, you know, in a safe, controlled environment.
I gotcha. So what brought you to this project? I know that you're obviously a skater here, but like what made you want to get involved with this project?
Well, I moved here about 4 years ago, and at that time, you know, it was kind of an idea that was getting tossed around. And so since I've gotten here, you know, I've kind of agreed that we needed a new park, and I just kind of stuck with it. And like I said, a couple years ago, we developed that committee and just started actually, you know, meeting with the parks department, and we were having weekly meetings and just like keeping, you know, checks and balances, trying to get everything straight. So basically I just...
And had this been your first rodeo with it, or have you done something like this before?
I helped raise money to build a skate park in the past, but it was a little different. It was a town that didn't have a skate park at all. So, you know, there's obviously a need because they had nowhere to go.
So you were really starting from the ground up.
Where this is a little different, you know, it's a lot easier for people to say, oh, you got a skate park, you know, go to the skate park. Well, that's, you know, the point of the project and publicizing it so much is to point out, like, yes, we do have a skate park, but it's so much, the sport is so much bigger than that now, you know, and so.
It's developed, it's evolved way beyond what it originally was in Hayes.
Yep.
Okay, well, I know that the project has been going on for a little bit at this point, so could you just tell us where it's at now? Because we talked to a person before who was involved with this project, so give us a little bit of an update. What's been happening?
Actually, it's really exciting because we're closer than we have ever been. There's actually, well, there was supposed to be a town meeting March 14th, which obviously didn't happen because we're actually working with the Parks Department because the Parks Department supports this project so much that they're working with us to get all the little details right, you know, the budget, and we had to get like some really detailed plans drawn up. Working with things like that to make sure that when we go to the town commission that we present it in the most straightforward way possible. And since the Park Department wants it to pass, they're trying to make sure that it's going to pass once we present it. So we've really gained some support, and it's really making some progress.
It sounds like you're trying to approach it in the most professional manner possible. It's not just a bunch of hoodlums getting together and trying to throw a project in somebody's face. Like, little do people know, like, the Parks Department is really behind it. They'd really like it to happen. So that's exciting that they're changing the layout of what people think skaters are as opposed to grown-ups trying to handle a situation. So.
Well, yeah, and I mean, this last 5-6 years in Hayes, we've seen a huge, explosion in the ball sports funding. We've got a bunch of new facilities, and the parks have been, revamped to support some other sports. So I think the Parks Department also realizes, like, hey, maybe this is another place we can invest in. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And you said it was a media-based project partly. So could you just tell us a little bit about some media involved with it? Because I heard some rumblings about a documentary.
We are. First, we started with Facebook and Twitter, the obvious, and we use our Facebook and Twitter to kind of keep people up to date, and promote.
And what is the Twitter for that?
The Twitter is just @WeCanSkate, and the Facebook is just facebook.com/WeCanSkate. And if you like and follow both of those pages, you'll be up to date on the entire process and where we're at now, and just up to date on everything. And then another aspect I really wanted to do was to actually film a documentary that would also help sway the public. I wanted to get the point of view from some skateboarders that from all different generations. So I want to get some of the younger kids that are just starting out, and then I also, some more our age, and then I also have been talking and interviewing some older people just to really show how skateboarding has helped develop in people's lives and how it really helps benefit in different ways. So
yeah, that sounds awesome. So if a person felt like they wanted to get involved with this, what is a step that they could take to help you guys?
Well, definitely like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter is the best thing you can do. And also there is a petition that is available at the White Chocolate Skate Shop here in Hayes off of Main Street. And then there's, if you can't get there, there's even an online petition that is available. The link to that is on the Facebook and the Twitter. So.
Okay, awesome. Well, we're all out of time. I'm sorry about that. But I would just like to say thank you to Stefan Rochelle for coming in and talking to us. And now back to the news desk.
Thanks, Bridget. Great information from a great project.
So, gentlemen, will I see you at the White Elephant Bingo tonight?
You betcha. It's part of Super Spectacular Awesome Week. How could I not go?
Right.
I just don't think I'll have time with all the schoolwork I have.
It's that time of year.
Yeah, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Well, for everyone here at the Tiger Media Network, I'm Tyler Parks.
I'm Yanira Ojeda.
And I'm CD DeSalvo.
Good night.